for today?
Two guys on the wrong side of town.
When will they ever learn?
Hopefully never.
So what's the play?
Please, mister.
So who's gonna be the victim? Again? But I hate Please Mister.
Renegades was a really fun sci-fi thriller piece. I think it was nice to see it, have a strong female lead. And I could, it was a pilot for this show, and I could clearly see this being picked up by like a CW type channel. I think there's a very clear audience to it. And or honestly, if sci-fi wanted to like break off into a teen division, I think this would be perfect for it. It's a sci-fi thriller piece that knows its audience and really responds to younger audiences that aren't always directly catered to in those kinds of pieces. So I think this was a really fresh take on that and a really smart idea to make. I think it was paced really well. I think it looked very professional. I think these characters were really fun. They were really relatable from a teen perspective, even though they're doing, some sci-fi stuff that's not actually relatable, but the essence of it. And I could see it doing really, really well on a streaming service, or honestly with cable television as well. Really, really well done piece.
The issue is for Renegades OMINARA. They showcase a world where privacy and free will are taken away, and this answers to the ambition of an insane scientist. This plot seems just so realistic, and it's quite engaging. They have outstanding visual and sound effects, and their location, makeup, and music as well are an amazing complement to the performers. I'm thrilled to see how this plays out. I like how they staged it, coming back in time and decades from the past to the future, and they leave this cliffhanger that's just so hooking. I would love to see more of this.
Renegades Ominara was definitely a very interesting concept. For one, the mise-en-scène and the CGI were very impressive. I loved especially the sense of location. Like from a filmmaker's point of view, I found it very neat how there are certain locations that you look at it and go, this is a perfect location for, like, for this case, Evil Science Facility. So while there weren't many decorations for it, just the location itself was able to get the job done, which I always find very impressive when you find that just perfect location. I also found the linking mechanic to be a very interesting factor in this film. It explains how she went from essentially being a homeless orphan to a veteran level soldier like that. It did a good job of explaining how this linking mechanic works. And I found it very neat, found it very interesting, and I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, excellent work. Very slick, very stylish, very nicely executed. Of course, it's great to see Nichelle Nichols again there at the opening. Just, she's absolutely wonderful. It's just great to see her on screen one more time. And yeah, and in that scene with Robert Miano, it's just really nice to see this veteran actors there opening the piece up. But it was, great to see Nichelle Nichols. The characters were very lovable and fun. The pacing was just fast and furious, and good story, good concept. I love the special effects; they were a lot of fun. So the way it all ties back in at the end. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see though where else you could go with this. What else what else you could do? So I'd be interested to know if there's going to be a series. So, but great work. Actors did a great job. Good music, directed, script, editing, everything was terrific. So good job. Good luck with this. Hope it does well for you.
Renegades does a really good job of bringing a fully realised sci-fi world to life. The set design, the lighting, the costuming, the effects, all kind of really sucks you into this world and makes you kind of want to explore it. At the heart of this film is this great relationship. I think having these two characters kind of share a mental bond is really cool. And it allows you to do lots of interesting narrative things to develop that relationship, make it unique, and really kind of invest you in these characters. And so then when one dies, it's even more like devastating, heartbreaking because of that unique, interesting, intense connection, that intimate bond. And I think it's also got some really nicely choreographed action as well, which is always impressive. And then, last but not least, what an amazing little cameo from Nichelle Nichols. I mean, I was not expecting that, but that was a real delight.
Renegades. I thought this was really, really well done. They did a lot of kind of world building and establishing in this, which really worked and paid off because they were introducing such, not extreme, but such connected concepts where like you have the, initial situation in the beginning and then you jump ahead 60 years, but like that situation in the beginning with the the conversation between the two and everything, like that's such an integral part that you really can't skip over that, obviously. And then you skip ahead to 60 years and you can see where they've progressed to, and you can see kind of but like the trajectory that they established in the beginning and kind of where they were 60 years later. And so they did a lot of really good work, like I said, with establishing kind of this world building, because this is obviously set in like some sort of futuristic time. And I really loved the kind of dynamics that they played off of everybody and the relationships that they kind of established, especially when they kind of got moved to the facility and they're prepping for the surgery and all that transpired afterwards, obviously, because she never forgot her other friends and she went back like for them in the end, and that was like obviously still her priority. And I love that they had those moments at the beginning with the three of them and surviving on the streets and everything like that, and they like ultimately looped back to it, to the three of them and that friendship and that foundation of surviving together. And I thought it was really, really well done.
This felt very much Doctor Who meets Star Trek. It was an interesting pilot, because I'm going to say that's what it was based on how it ended. It was a pilot series, and it feels like it would be appropriate for a home like the CW or maybe Discovery Kids, because it was kind of adolescent or preteen is how it was written towards. And you could tell that, but it was one that I think a lot of preteens or teenagers would very much enjoy within the series. It's one that's where if I was the filmmakers, I would be trying to find a home for it, is somewhere that is geared towards adolescents and fans who very much enjoy Doctor Who or Star Trek or Star Wars or any of the sci-fis, because this has very much that vibe, only instead of having men as the lead, it has a woman, which is flipping it, which I think a lot of girls would enjoy watching. This is very much a future world, and it goes where we can see what's going on, but it still makes you intrigued and wanting the second episode, which I think kids would very much enjoy.